starts, does the audience come in clapping. Hi, everyone. Today, I am listening for the first time to a new band, which happens to be a Dutch symphonic metal band. Well, when I hear symphonic metal, where does my mind go? Take a guess. You're right. A little bit further north to Finland, right? With Nightwish. So I'm curious to hear another symphonic metal band, slightly different location, still European, and see how they sound. So the song is Arcana. Let's have a listen. So I don't know why it is. When I listen to symphonic metal, and when I listen to bands like this, music like this, I get this. Okay, how does it make me feel when I'm listening to this music? What it does something to me, and it's so strange as I observe myself. It's so strange. It puts me in this, somehow it immediately puts me in my teacher mode, in my I am listening to something and I am evaluating it from a very critical angle. It's the same sort of thing if I were listening to a student preparing for a competition on the harp, on my primary instrument. It's one of the things that keeps me from listening to harp music recordings for, let's say, recreation. I do it to listen, I do it to learn, I do it to hear, I do it to observe, and I do it to critique. And I am harder on harpists when it comes to critiquing because it's my instrument, and any little issue I take issue with. Well, I am not a symphonic metal musician. I'm not. But somehow, something about the musical style puts me in that mode. I don't know what it is. It's like it flips a switch in me. I have no clue why. I'm going to have to think about this because I'm just realizing this right now as I'm sitting here listening to this. It flips a switch in me. And I start listening to this as if I were judging a student going out for a competition. It's this very nitpicky critique, and it's not because I think it's terrible. It's not because I think it's bad. It's just something happens in me when I hear this style of music. So what am I thinking as I'm sitting here listening? What am I noticing? What's going through my mind? Let's back up just a little bit. This is going to be fun. Starting off. Okay. Dum, bum, 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 dum. Nice little piano. Okay. Why on earth does the audience come in clapping as if this is some epic, exciting... Well, obviously they must know the piece, right? Otherwise, there's nothing in the music to make me want to clap here. Not like that. It's just piano. Okay, this bit more rousing. And it does have an energy to it. And here comes the choir. All right, when the choir came in and I started listening, that's a really nice, energetic, grand choral style. There's something epic about it, and it sounds good. It sounds good. And I want to hear it develop into something. There's something joyful, celebratory. And I showed you with my face what I feel. All that grand build-up to life, it feels eternal. What? Where did we go? What is this all about? But I'm waiting patiently. I'm waiting and waiting.
A bird without its wings cannot be free.
Okay, drums, solo voice. Okay, we hear a little bit of stuff happening in the background. It's trying to build up to something. Okay, now we're back to the choir. And at this point I'm thinking the choral stuff is good. The orchestral stuff is good. The solo singer, she's got a fine voice. But whoever wrote the melody for her, they could have done something better. They could have done something that somehow fits this. To me, when I hear that melody, it is so not melody. It's dull, and it's so that is the kind of inner commentary that I hear myself flipping into for some reason when I listen to this kind of music. If anyone can explain that, any psychologists out there, see if you can explain that for me. But okay, let's go on, see what happens. The choir sounds like it should be answering something. The only thing nice brass there. I'm back to this. thing that I wish for in this song, what I wish I could find in this piece of music is I wish I could find some reason, some good reason for the solo singer's melody to be what it is. That's what I'm wishing for, and that's what I'm not finding. I hear some long notes, I hear some short notes, I hear some high notes, I hear some low notes, I hear some moments where it's rather grand and epic sounding, but I'm not hearing anything that either relates to the text and is, as I say, illuminating the text, interpreting the text, painting the text, expressing the text. And I'm not hearing anything. Another way of approaching the music would be, okay, the text is just there to be there. But I don't hear anything musically that anchors her melody to the rest of the piece. That's what I miss. And maybe it will come, but that is what I'm missing here at this point in the song that I have not heard yet. Although there is stuff happening which I like, and which to me, to my ears, to the way I experience music, I think it holds so much potential. That little motif, dee-dee-dee-dee, which starts in the piano, and it's obviously the motif which is gluing it all together. And it comes in the grand moments, and it comes in the chorus, dee-dee-dee-dee, da-da-da. It's handled in all these different ways. And handled nicely in lots of different ways. But the question remains, why? What for? What is the reason for it existing there? A nice sort of momentum here. It rides the current. It carries us forward. I come to the end with the same feeling. Every time the orchestra and the chorus took over, they they did well and the music suited them well. Every time the solar voice took the spotlight, it's as if the current, the river that was flowing, suddenly dispersed and got lost in this marshland where we lost the flow, we lost the direction. We don't know where the music is going. It doesn't have a focus there. Now, it is true that sometimes we want music to express a sort of loss of direction, loss of energy, loss of focus. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing in music, but when I hear it lose its sense of direction while it's singing through the pain and tears we truly feel, you'll find a way through chaos and all fear. No soul denies the symmetry that's meant to be. Fly, your wings will catch the wind and set you free. Cast off the weight and dreams will reappear. A king and queen ride on eternally, forever free. That sort of text needs something with a bit more direction, a bit more focus, a bit more epic quality. And this music, the orchestra, the band, the drums, the choir, everything is there, ready to give us that eternal grandiosity. And the melody for the singer loses it. Completely loses it. So it's one of those pieces where I feel like a lot of potential, but it just didn't quite hold it together. And one more question towards the end here. We hear another voice come in, which is this roaring metallic voice. And again, I ask, why? What's the reason? Whatever for? You see, I don't have a problem with different sonic elements, textures, tonal colors, mixes of sound. I don't have a problem with something that wants to be grandiose, something that wants to be sensitive, I don't have a problem with any of that. I don't have a problem with something that, like this, it's very much in the symphonic metal category. I don't have a problem with symphonic metal, as a genre, as a musical style. But I am always disappointed when I find something that feels like it could do so much and somehow it just never quite made it. So, as I said, when I listen to this kind of music, it flips a switch in me. It makes me critique it in a very strong way. And it's not because I dislike it. It's not because I think it's, a terrible style or anything. It's just, maybe it's because it's sonically more familiar. The orchestra, the choir, the rather symphonic approach. When I go to listen to symphonic material, I look for something that holds together, that can carry, I look for something, for music that can carry the epic story. And when it doesn't, I feel like, too bad. So this is interesting because, and it's interesting to me to hear from a different band than, say, Nightwish, because it lets me know that there is something stylistically that is admired, desired in this style. I've heard it now, at least in these two bands, and I guess I've heard some other symphonic stuff along the way, but these two really stand out to me at the moment. Probably because I just returned to Nightwish recently, and now this is coming kind of fresh, hot on its heels, and so they're fresh in my mind, and I'm beginning to notice these things about how I hear and how I listen and how I experience this, and it's something that I'm going to be thinking about, and maybe next time I meet a symphonic metal piece, I'll have some more ideas about why it does this to me. And perhaps also some thoughts about why do so many others appreciate and enjoy what I find feels like it falls short. So a fun exploration and a rather revelatory experience for me and my own listening journey. That was my first time hearing Epica, which is the Dutch symphonic metal band, live at the Symphonic Synergy with the song Arcana. I'll see you soon.